So this is the wrapped back stitch, and I wanted to just go over this one version in just a minute. But this one is simply wrapped, and it's kind of hard to see. I was thinking I had a high contrast thread color, but not really. And then this one, these are just exactly like I did with the running stitch. So if you refer back to that one, you'll have the directions for that. I did these exactly the same way. And this one was the little loops, but I did go and do a tiny little stitch at the end to see how it looked. We talked about that last time, how that doesn't want it, the little stitches don't want to stay even, and obviously I didn't get them very even anyway, but it does tack them down, and I don't think it really detracts from it very much. And then this is the same as the multicolored one that I did in the running stitch. But the last one I wanted to show you is the Pekinese stitch. So this is just a regular back stitch. Then I'm going to work from left to right and come back in. And I'm using a much thicker thread because I wanted to have it so that you guys could see it well enough. Normally this is done with a smaller back stitch to get the little loops. And so we're going to start by skipping the first stitch and then going up under the second stitch. Pull your thread and then hold that down, go back to the first stitch and come over that thread there, and then pull this. So it makes these little loops. You can kind of have them big or small. And then again, I'm going to move forward 2, 1, 2, go under this one, go back 1 and over that, over this one. And it makes these fun little loops. This is not a kind of stitch that I would use in a stitch meditation. It's takes a little bit too much thought and attention, and I like to really keep my meditation stitching pretty focused on the meditation. But this is definitely fun for other projects. And you can vary, if traditionally it's done on an even weave fabric, like a cross stitch fabric. And I don't work that way, so my back stitches are not perfectly even. And I did plenty of that in my youth. Don't want to do that anymore. This variegated thread is kind of fun to use for this. Again, forward 2 from where I came out. And when you're doing these threaded stitches, sometimes it's easier to use a tapestry needle instead of a chenille needle, because the tapestry needle does not have a sharp point, but it has the nice big eye, just like the chenille needle. And I think I'm using, let me see, this is a size 3, so this is quite a chunky one, but the purple here is just a normal size 8. So there you have the Pekinese stitch. It's fun. It's kind of meditative in its own way, but it's just a little bit too fussy for my stitch meditations. But I use it on occasion for when I'm doing something a little fancier.